Hello everyone, my name is Tong and I've been a fan of the Zelda series since I was around 4 years old, and the N64 era of Zelda is my personal favorite. I find myself always coming back to Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, even to the point where I would ask myself if the game had one more item, what would it be? Or, if the game had one more boss, enemy type, or area, what would it look like? Thanks to the amazing community of Zelda enthusiasts out there, we have a glimpse of what those things may look like. You may be asking, what is he talking about? Well, let me tell you about fan made content that is referred to as ROM hacks. If you didn't know, ROM hacks are a modified version of a video game created by editing its ROM data to change aspects like graphics, dialogue, levels, or gameplay. The first ROM hacks created haven't done much besides adding different graphics, custom story, and levels/puzzles, which is still a ton of fun. But in more recent years, OOT has been completely decomped. Decompilation, or decomp for short, is a reverse engineering process of converting a game's compiled machine code stored in a read-only memory ROM file back into a human-readable level source code. In simpler terms, it just means that it allows devs to more easily understand the code, make changes, or create entirely new code within OOT's files, allowing devs to create almost entirely new games from the ground up using the OOT game engine. Since I started playing ROM hacks a couple years ago, I've been blown away by some of the items, enemies, and stories that the devs in the Z64 modding community have created. Majora's Mask is behind in the ROM hack scene, but there are some amazing things that have been done with it as well. This is because MM has just recently been decomped, and overall the amount of people working on fan-made MM content has been much lower. I would like to think that this is because the overall success of OOT overshadows Majora's Mask. Since its release, OOT has sold around 14 million copies, while MM has done about 7 million. I think another thing is that of the 7 million copies sold, a lot of people dislike the timer and other things in MM's gameplay, meaning the amount of people that purchased and actually finished the game is potentially a lower percentage than OOT. This is purely speculation, as I have streamed these games in the past and have talked to many people about this topic. Well, now that I've explained what a ROM hack is, let's get into the juicy parts, like what kind of ROM hacks there are and what the future may look like for these new retro titles. But first, I'll have to start off by mentioning highlyandmodding.com, an amazing resource for anyone looking for information on OOT ROM hacks. I suggest joining their Discord, as not all files are available on the website. They host competitions, usually once a year, for short form hacks with a certain theme, such as the 2023 Escape Room and the 2024 horror competition. If you're interested in using your coding skills in the OOT space, their Discord also has a great deal of information, tutorials, as well as a kind community if you're interested in making a hack of your very own. From unofficial sequels to roguelike to murder mystery, there's an OOT ROM hack for everyone. One of my personal favorites is The Ultimate Trial, a roguelike mixed with Dark Souls elements, with even some straight up Dark Souls bosses thrown into the mix. It starts with our hero getting lost in the Lost Woods and coming upon a sanctuary. As Link arrives, he finds that everyone that arrives can't leave, or at least no one has yet. The gameplay consists of making your way through floor-based challenges, each floor getting progressively harder with different combinations of enemies and eventually leading to a boss. Every attempt at the challenges will continue to help Link get stronger, as you can take your rupees to the shop and buy extra hearts and custom items that you've never seen before. If you're looking for a challenge, this hack is the one for you. I found myself struggling on a few of the challenges, and in addition, there is an update 1.2 that is scheduled to be launched sometime at the end of 2025. It will be adding even more challenges and New Game Plus and a really cool boss. So if the difficulty isn't high enough, just wait for the update. I highly recommend you check this one out. Next, I want to talk about another personal favorite, The Sands of Time, a hack set in a post-apocalyptic, steampunk-inspired Hyrule after Ganondorf's reign of terror and his eventual death from old age. The story follows a young, ambitious Link, accompanied by his fairy, Ani, on a quest to find Ganondorf's legendary treasure to gain the power and fortune left behind by the tyrannical king. As civilization continues to decay and society becomes increasingly greedy and corrupt, the post-apocalyptic setting is very unique compared to a lot of the hacks and really makes for a different experience than the other hacks I've played. There are a few custom items, enemy types, and some fantastic custom bosses. As far as the story and NPC interactions, there are some of the most memorable that I've come across. As far as the music, if you're into Chop Suey by System of a Down, check this Overworld song out. So you may be asking, what is there for MM? Around a year ago, a team used the MM decomp files to make a port of MM to PC. This port is known as MM Recomp. While there is another MM port known as 2-ship, MM Recomp is much better in my opinion. These ports allow for uncapped frame rates, a wide variety of graphical and gameplay settings. Recomp offers mod support, with the number of mods increasing rapidly. These mods can do a variety of different things, like fixing the terrible Z-targeting wonkiness to HD texture packs, or being able to select the specific hour of the day that you want to travel to. There's even a mod for Randomizer, which allows you to shuffle a variety of the items around the entire overworld, making for a fresh experience in your next playthrough. With 60 plus FPS and the HD texture pack mod, MM has never looked and played better in my opinion. If you like MM, then I suggest you give the Recomp a try. That's pretty much it for this video, as I just wanted to share with you some of the incredible ROM hacks that exist. There are many more than the ones I mentioned. Not all of them are long hacks, but most of them are worth trying out. With new Zelda games like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom taking a completely different gameplay direction, I find myself missing the original Zelda formula. Massive dungeons, an arsenal of items, and memorable bosses. This, to me, is what makes Zelda feel like Zelda. This is why I felt it necessary to try to get the word out to others that may feel the same way as me. If you end up playing any ROM hacks, please let me know what you think of them. I have a Discord in the description where we chat about games and whatever else. Feel free to join, and I can possibly help with troubleshooting if you run into any problems. Until next time, have a great rest of your day.